Hi everybody, I'm Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio here in Amarillo, Texas. You might be wondering why I'd be talking about budgeting today whenever our primary focus is typically on making people healthy and fit. It's because truthfully that topic fits into who we are in many ways. We're more than a personal training studio. In fact, we're really more of a health and wellness studio, meaning that your health is so important to us that we want to make sure that you get much more than just another workout, and instead are experiencing well-being throughout all areas of your life. So, on to our topic for today, budgeting. So, long ago I was a saver, but not really a budgeter. I just never really felt like putting one together or living by the ones that I did manage to put together. And one day back in college, I had an eye-opening experience of waking up one morning and not being able to afford my own groceries. It was then, with a few other bumps in the road, that I began to realize that whatever I brought in really had to be accounted for. I had to start making smarter decisions on where my money was being spent, and really had to do that out of discipline rather than emotion. Sounds kind of similar, right? To exercise, maybe? So many things in life are really this way, but often we refuse to see the seriousness of the situation until it's too late. So often as I meet with clients and we begin our journey together, we start with the discussion on nutrition, and we usually talk about what they're currently buying, how much they're spending, what that money typically gets them. And my dear CPA friends would be shocked to hear that typically 1 out of, I'd say, 20 clients claims to have maybe a budget. And I say maybe lightly. They really spend whatever they need to, whatever they want to. And sometimes in life that system works really well, and other times it just really causes misery, now or later on. Budgeting doesn't have to be complicated, but in the long run, it not only solves your money issues, but it also allows you to retire, and it can also save your health. So I'm not going to teach you how to budget today, but in order to understand what I'm talking about, let's take, for instance, here. So the CDC states that over 100 million Americans at this point are either considered pre-diabetic or have diabetes. That's almost a third of the population. This combines both type 1 and type 2 diabetics. And for those of you who don't know, type 1 diabetes is also known as juvenile diabetes and is insulin dependent. This type of diabetes is currently not curable. The other two types of diabetes, which are typically onset later in life, and more often than not due to poor lifestyle choices, such as the foods you're eating and lack of exercise. And then pre-diabetics are people who aren't quite to the diabetic state yet, but their glucose numbers and A1C number put them on the border between healthy and diabetic. Now, that's not to say that there aren't some other things happening in there, but lifestyle is a huge part of this. Now, for these people with type 2 diabetes, the average age of diagnosis is between 40 and 45 years old. And given that the average expectancy of U.S. adults' life is 78 years old, that person can expect to live with this condition for the next 33 to 38 years. It's estimated that over that time, one person with diabetes will spend over $300,000 on physician appointments, testing, glucose meters, test strips, Lancet, and more. $300,000. I'm not sure about you, but I don't have that kind of cash lying around just in case. So sure, we can hope that insurance is going to cover some of it, possibly Medicare, but the truth is that we're still going to have to foot the bill on the majority of it. We're going to have to take care of our health. So here's the scary thing though, a condition such as diabetes typically acts like a stair step in other conditions. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, there's so many of them. And it's not that it causes those conditions, but rather the lifestyle that got you to where you were at with the diabetes will typically take you to other places that you may not want to go either. So now instead of just the $300,000 that you were looking at over that lifetime for the diabetic treatment, now you've got the added expenses of more medication and possibly more doctor visits. So as we take a step back for a moment into the current moment here, what can we do today to avoid or severely limit this issue? Well, the fact is that most people are willing to spend no more than about $50 a month on their own personal health. A gym membership is usually tops, that's about it. And they'd rather eat whatever they wanted to rather than to eat what their body physically needs. Just about every meal. So it's a little obvious, what should be done. So let's change the paradigm here and think beyond just a workout or renting a gym, these crash diets. Let's think about the options here. Option 1, you purchase a cheap gym membership, go at half as often as you should. Might be given the benefit of the doubt on that one. You do some sort of workout, but you really don't know what to do. And you try to change your eating habits, but you did a crash diet before and that didn't feel good. And you did this other diet before and that didn't really work good. So maybe about 3 to 4 days out of the week that hits. Total cost, about $50 a month. Did you get benefit? Not really sure. Did your health change for the better? Probably not. If it did, would you be able to maintain it? Maybe. So option 2 You enlist the service of a professional training team. You get 4 to 5 efficient and very effective workouts each week. You're given a customized nutrition plan that's sustainable and shows changes in your blood work within the first 12 weeks. You're held accountable to making sure that this plan sticks. And you actually find a plan that works, makes sense, and can be maintained. Total cost, $250 a month. Did you get benefit? Clearly. Did your health change for the better? Definitely. Will you be able to maintain it? Without question, because you had that accountability, the support, and the education you needed. There's definitely a price difference, but there's also a benefit difference. Your health is the number one asset that you have. If you don't work to take care of your health, you won't have it for long. And then the medical costs will take over. Now, back to that price difference. Let's compare our 40-year-old diabetic cost of improving their health medicinally to our option 2 person who took on the training team. So with diabetes, they're spending approximately $300,000 over their lifetime to provide medical help to the condition which they have, which comes out to $7,895 a year, $658 a month. Compare that to our $248 a month person. I think we've got a clear winner. So yes, taking charge of your health and fitness can cost you more than $10 to $50 a month. But if you look at it from a health perspective rather than from a vanity perspective, it starts to make a lot more sense as to why some people are willing to spend that extra money. My question to you today is this. If you had to make your health and fitness part of your budget, how much would you invest in yourself? Pretty good question, right? If you're ready to come down off that fence of should I or shouldn't I get started with this whole health and fitness thing, and you just want to sit down and have a conversation with somebody and see what on earth you need to do, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to talk with you, give you some guidance on that, 806-322-3188. We offer a free, no strings attached consultation. We're not here to talk anybody into anything. We just want to be here for you when you're ready for help. So if that's something that we can help you with today, feel free to give us a call. Hope you got some good info. We'll talk to you soon.